Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play the Final Fantasy Legend 3 for the Nintendo Game Boy. Last episode we were introduced to our two mice heroes, Weggie and Bwizzy, and our two rat heroes, Bubbles and Gilda. They were told that they were going to have to go to this tower, the North Tower, to find the magic of float. That'll allow them to cross the Western Sea to get to the town of Elan. And they're supposed to find the elder there, Cronos. And Cronos is going to describe what this part that we have, the radar part, for the Talon. The Talon is the spaceship that travels through time that our party's going to have to use to, save the world from the water elemental that's flooding the past, present, and the future. So, we're going to just explore this tower. It's the first dungeon, so it's very small. At level 4, we can handle every single enemy in here. Not a problem at all. We have Myron there to help us out. Fifth party members, they do not gain experience, so they'll never level up. Myron will never level up. And once you pretty much get to their level, it's a good indication that you're strong enough to move on in the plot. So Myron's level 5. We're gonna eventually get to, before we head to the past, we're gonna want to get to level 7. And the reason for that is because the way we're gonna transform. Actually, we're going to want to turn Weggie into a robot, but first he has to turn into a cyborg, and then we're going to have to come back here and get those robot parts from the rat orb, the orb rat there, and that'll turn him into an orb rat. At level 7, though, he turns into the third type of orb rat, so we'll have a little bit better stats, a few more talents to use. For transformations to beasts, monsters, cyborgs, and robots. It takes into account your character's level, their element that they have, their innate element, and then the element of the part or meat that they eat. So, Weggie is a fire elemental, Bwizzy is air elemental, Bubbles is water elemental, and Gilda is Earth Elemental. And depending on the type of meat and parts we install, determines what a monster becomes, or what transformation becomes. So it's kind of complicated, but I kind of have it set up where I'm going to, get what I need. So I'm going to want to come back here later on to get those orb rat parts for Weggie then. But first we're going to have to get the float magic, because once we have the float magic, we get to, different types of encounters while floating in the air. Unlike the airships in Final Fantasy, floating around in this little continent, you'll see, we still run into encounters, and one of the monsters we can encounter there is the cyborg hooligan, and we're going to want to install that cyborg's parts, and that'll turn Weggie into a cyborg, and then we're going to want to come back here and get the parts then, the robot parts from the orb rat to turn Weggie into an orb rat. And that's going to basically break the game. I'm going to do a little kind of glitch to basically... Now robots, I said in the past episode, they're like humans in Final Fantasy Legend 1, where they gain power by using potions, or in this case, stat pills. But the stat pills are really expensive. They're 1,500 gold each, and you need 33 of each type to basically max out your robot. Because you'll see that when they transform into a robot, the stats are cut down to about 20% of what the robot stats are. So you're going to notice that when when Weggie turns into a robot, he's going to be very, very weak at first. But we'll be able to pump him up with all those pills, because I'm going to show you this kind of exploit to get all this stuff. So we got some beast meat. We're going to want you eventually get that meat, and that same meat that orc meat, and have Bubbles eat it. and that'll transform her into a monster that we want a little later on. But like I said, right now, monsters and stuff aren't really all that good, so we're just going to wait a little bit until we do our transformation. So, like I said, we'll wait until you know, Weggie becomes that super powerful robot, and then, you know, then he can kind of pick up the slack for the team. So, and that doesn't matter for other characters are a little bit weaker. So, the cyborgs, like I said, we're going to need to get better equipment for them, and that helps. Beasts, I said I kind of messed up talking about them in the last episode. They basically are kind of like a hybrid of like, I guess, cyborgs and monsters, where they can equip equipment, they can use like weapons and stuff like that. But their real talent comes with martial arts. They get 2 times multiplied with martial arts. And we can't really get martial arts until we get to the past, so they won't be really effective until, like I said, we get to the past. So, but here we have a little float magic. It's one of several transformation magics that we're gonna get. Luckily, transformation magics don't cost any magic to use, so I'm just gonna put them all on Weggie, because even though he's gonna be a robot and robots don't have any magic, don't get magic points. He'll still be able to just use those spells to travel around. So we were told we gotta find Granny, and she's in the magic shop. To get to the magic shop, we're gonna have to go through this kind of underground passageway. So yeah, the magic shop ain't kind of in the open, so you have to first head into the inn here, and then we head down here, and there's gonna be like a hot spring. The characters in the hot spring are going to basically say like that, you know, hey, this, you know, restores your health, but it doesn't do anything. So it's not like the hot springs in Kid Icarus, a game I'm going to play a little bit later this year, where you sit in the hot springs and it restores your health. So yeah, nothing happens in this thing as you sit in it. So, but we want to explore here because there's a secret passage, like that one person said. And that secret passage will take us out of the inn into the magic shop, where we're going to find Granny. On top of her, you found me. Tell me about the future. Unless the water from the water entity is stopped, the world will perish. And we're going to buy some things here. We're only going to buy the spark spell, white magic spell for Bwizzy there. There's that venom spell, which is a poison spell. Interesting thing about this game is there's no like heal magic. Like in most Final Fantasies, there's like a Insuna spell or heal spell that removes negative status effects. In this game, negative status effects are removed by the spell. So if you get poisoned, you use poison to remove that status effect from you. So it's pretty weird. But we're not going to really bother with that. There's also items that will cure status effects too, so we can just use items to cure status effects. We're going to find out that money is not going to be a problem based on this like kind of glitch I'm going to do. So, Master Soul is sleeping. We're going to learn about Soul a little bit later. So that's Cronos there, the guy in the middle. We'll talk with him after we talk with the other people here. Talon used to have 13 units and 4 crew members. So we're going to have to gather all those units. You don't have to gather all the units. The units will be set automatically when you board Talon. But, you know, 100% we're going to be getting all the units, so... And getting 4 crew members. Dom's Elder sent me here with this. Hold on, huh? Brings back memories. What? The radar detects units. What is your intention? To return to the future, where I came from. I see. Monsters seek units too. Prepare? Yes. Then take this past. I'll look for the future. Seek past now, and I will see you back here when you return. It's a plan. Receive the past. So we're going to have to go back to the Talon, to the temple, and install it into the Talon, and that'll allow us to travel to the past. The past unit also allows you to travel from the past to the past, and then from the past to the present. So future lets you travel from the present to the future, and then from the future back to the present. So we're going to buy these PSI knives. We're going to buy 3 of them. One for Weggie, one for Bwizzy, and one for Bubbles. They mainly the good thing with them is they increase your agility by 5, so to make us attack earlier. And they're a psychic magic type weapon, so Bubbles and Bwizzy are going to have double efficiency with them. So you're going to notice that their attacks are so much more damaging now with those knives. The napalm and stuff, that's just like some one-use items. They're really good for cyborgs because cyborgs and monsters and beasts and stuff, the magical stones will make 16 lost magics. When you get them, they come with their own innate talents. So when we fight monsters, we notice that like they have like special moves that they use. Well, when we become a monster, a robot, or a cyborg, we'll also inherit those moves. So you don't have to use those weapons. So you can equip like that, like napalm, which gives good stat boosts to your cyborg, and you'll never use it because if you used it, then you'd lose the stat bonuses. But so I just want to buy plumes. They don't really do too much to increase our defense a little bit. Most of the time, these accessories, they're mainly to give you bonuses or immunities to different statuses. So we'll be pointing out them, but nothing really right now. So there's some more of those expensive things. We're going to want to spend most of our money. We're going to want to spend all our money. We're going to have less than 100 gold when we go back to the past. So I'm just going to buy a little bit of those defenses now. Not that we can use them. They can only be used by robots. Granny found this town. She is in the magic shop. Okay, we talked to her. I think I missed... Did I miss this lady? Let's see. I think I... Oh yeah, she talked to her about 16 lost masks, so... That's much later in the game. But now that we visited Elan, we can head back to the temple to install that part on the Talon. This is where we're going to run into our first boss of the game. And he's pretty easy, but we're still going to make a save. He's faster than us, even with that agility boosted weapon that we got. So if he targets the same character twice, he can possibly knock one out. So we're just going to make a safety save here real quick. And we're going to talk with him. You are not meant to challenge the will of the masters perish. And he unexpectedly attacks us, but luckily he doesn't do anything, he just defends. So, if he like double attacks the same character, like I said, you can probably knock them out. So one thing I could have done here, I played a little dangerously because I knew I had to save right away. So if this battle went bad, I could have just, reset and started over from that last save. But if you press the start menu when you're going to the fight thing here, when you're on the weapons screen here, if you press start, you bring up the defend and the parry command. So I could have had Bwizzy just parry. That would have cut the amount of damage that the water hag would do to him if it attacked. Or I could have selected guard command with any of my other characters, and they would have stepped in front and take the hit for Weggie. So that's one thing I could have done. Instead, I just had Weggie just heal himself up. So now I think I want to go into the Talon here to just install that stuff. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start preparing for that glitch and the transformations that I want to make. So, as I said, I want to turn Weggie into a robot, into one of those Orb Rat robots of the 3rd type. So I'm going to have to get to level 7. But before that, I need to turn him into a cyborg. So I'm going to have to fight in the air here, just fight a bunch of fights until I get these hooligans, and hope that they drop hooligan parts. So we get lucky here, they drop some cyborg hooligan parts. It took me about 5 minutes to get this. And now Weggie's going to be turned to a cyborg stranger, and we're going to see he's going to look a little differently on screen. He's going to, he has a cyborg appearance now. So now we're going to come back here to this tower, and next episode we're going to farm. There's 2 more enemies we need to find in here, and then I'm also going to try to farm those Orb Rat parts so we can turn Weggie into an Orb Rat. So take care, I'll see you then. There's the monsters that we encountered in this episode. See you around. Bye!